Well, hello there. This is Electronic Guy 567, and today we are doing a rundown on the new Note 21 Ultra and new Note 21, and now the Z Fold 3 will be in a different video. Oh, and if you're watching this video and you see a red subscribe button, make sure to make it gray, because according to the YouTube analytics team, because only 42.6% of the people watching right now are actually subscribed. So if you're in that 57.4% of the people watching right now that are not subscribed, please make sure to subscribe, because we have a goal to reach 50,000 subscribers at the end of the year. Think we can do it? Well, let's see by clicking the subscribe button. Anyways, let's get on with the rest of the video. Okay, so let's start out with the design here. So the design is kind of like the S21 Ultra and the Note 20 Ultra combined. And it's basically sharing the same design cues as both those phones. And like there is boxy edges like last year, and the S Pen remains the same. And there's also a little matte camera finish and a glossy back, which is kind of like the iPhone 12 and the 11, where it kind of has matte camera lens texture and glossy back. But anyways, now let's start on with the specs. So the processor for this phone is the Snapdragon 888 for the US and China. Now, the Samsung Exynos 2100 is for the international market, and that's what processor you get there. And now the CPU for this phone is the Adreno 660 for the US and China, and the Huawei G78 MP14 for the international market. Now, both the CPU and processor have actually been downgraded in the international versions, and I do not know why this happens, but it's not going to affect much on performance, unlike in 2020 when they released the S20, S20 Plus, and S20 Ultra, where those had big differences with, the international version and the regular US version. And then, now let's get on with the RAM, which it's 12 gigabytes of RAM or 16. And now I think that's a little bit overkill, but just put your opinions, DM me your opinions on Instagram. But anyways, then there is the storage, which is kind of like RAM, except RAM is temporary. And so the storage on the first tier storage is 128 gigabytes, second tier is 256, and the third tier, which is the highest end, and is a little bit overkill, I have to admit. But here's the thing. There's no micro SD card slot. Kind of a letdown, kind of not, especially for this big flagship phone. And then there's also the headphone jack, which I'm very happy about. And a lot of phones these days just don't have headphone jacks. And I remember back when I was trying to test out some headphones, I'm like, I do not have a headphone jack. And luckily somebody had a phone with a headphone jack, that was older. But anyways, there's also something else with the cameras. And the cameras on this phone are 108 megapixel cameras, which is basically the same as the S21 Ultra. But if you did not see the specs for that, there is a huge spec sheet right here, which is 108 megapixel main camera, 12 megapixel camera for ultra wide shots, and 10 megapixel camera for price portraits, and 10 megapixel camera for portraits. Then there is the Wi-Fi and cellular data, which stays the same for cellular data, except the Wi-Fi, which a lot of routers don't support the Wi-Fi 11, like is on this phone. And why is Samsung even incorporating this into their phone when not a lot of routers support this? The recommended Wi-Fi speed from an internet company is Wi-Fi 6 and they're doing Wi-Fi 11. Yeah, that's a little bit hefty, Samsung. But anyways, this may change, by the way. And the battery capacity is a 400 milliamp hour upgrade from last year, which I like that, but I only have one flaw, is that last year they had a 4500, however, the S20 Ultra had a 5000 milliamp hour battery, so now this equals out, which I'm surprised about. In the S21 Ultra, I believe, has 6000 milliamp hours. Why, Samsung? Why? And then there's also the release date, which the phone unveiling is August 11th, and the phone release date is September 1st. Probably just trying to get more pre-orders in. But anyways, if you have learned something from this video or enjoyed my video, please go follow my socials at Electronic Guy 567 on YouTube, Electronic Guy 567 YT on Instagram, and also I'll be posting pretty consistently, have to say, and these videos take days to make, and this would mean a lot to me if you subscribed, because how I mentioned in the beginning, that only 42.3% are actually subscribed. So now that we got that out of the way, thank you for watching my video, and hope you've enjoyed it or learned something, and catch you in the next one. Bye!